Hello everyone, my name is Tan Yishen. I'm leader from Group 6. Today, my group members and I will show you our programming system, which is GPA and CGPA system. Before we start, let's introduce my group members, Shermin, Huiying, Yuling, Wenxin, and Kexin. In this video, we will have 4 parts. I will explain the introduction about the GPA and CGPA system and the objective. And after that, my group members will explain about the programming function. And the final one is coding demonstration. So let's start from introduction. You can see the slide. Both GPA and CGPA are used across several boards and universities for calculating, assessing, and grading academic performance. A CGPA offers a review of a student overall performance over several semesters, while a GPA evaluates their academic work over an entire semester or term. We will go through how the GPA and CGPA are calculated. Users can input the subject points into this system and the GPA or CGPA will be generated quickly. Compared to manual calculation, it ensures correctness, saves time, and eliminates errors. For this system, we will try to help users easily and quickly calculate the GPA and CGPA, and we will try to do this system as user-friendly as possible. So now let's go to programming explanation. I will pass the mic to Shermin.
My name is Shermin. I'll be the first to start explaining the program. Void count GPA and void count CGPA declare the function for calculating GPA and CGPA. In option is variable to store user's menu choice, and the sub is label for returning to the menu if the input is invalid. This one is the main menu. So C in option is to read user's input, and store in option. We use if-else statement to process the user's choice. If users choose 1 or 2, the count GPA or count CGPA function will be called. So I do a short demonstration. When we run the program, the welcome message and menu will be displayed with 3 options, which is calculate GPA, calculate CGPA, and exit. So the program asks user to enter your choice. If I put 1, the count GPA will be called, and same as if I put 2, the count CGPA function will be called. So when I put 3, the program will exit. And then for the invalid input, like number except 1, 2, 3, so when I put 4, it will show invalid input, and then try again. So we'll go to sub, which is the main menu again, and ask user to re-enter your choice. So I'll pass my to Yuling to continue the next part. Thank you.
Thank you, Shermin. Now, let me talk about the GPA calculating process. The cal_GPA function is defined as a void type, meaning it does not return any value. This function will handle the GPA calculation process. Inside the function, the variable n is declared as an integer to store the number of subjects for which the users want to calculate the GPA. GPA calculating is displayed using cout format with new line, stroke, and before and after the text for better readability. The user is asked how many subject GPA they want to calculate, and their input is read into the variable n using cin. Next, we use while loop to check the user's input is between 1 to 8 and also use cin.fail bracket to detect if the input is invalid, such as letter of symbol. If the input is out of range or invalid, an error message is displayed to inform the users that they need to enter a valid number between 1 and 8. Next, if input is invalid, cin.clear bracket reset the input stream error state, and cin.ignore bracket clears the unwanted input from the buffer to prepare for the next pattern. After clearing the invalid input, the user is asked to re-enter again the number of subjects. This process repeats until the valid value is provided. Once the users enter a valid number between 1 and 8, the loop ends, and the program proceeds with the correct value of n. That's all for me. Now, I will pass the mic to Hui Ying.
Thank you, Yulin. Now I'll explain the code for calculating the grade point average GPA based on user enter point for a specified number of subjects. First, we use float point bracket and bracket to declare an array to store the points for each subject, and float sum equal to 0 to store the total sum of all points. To ensure precise output, we set a fixed point format and using cout.precision bracket to bracket. We put 2 inside the brackets to specify 2 decimal places for floating point values. Next, we use a for loop to input points for each subject, starting with I equal to 0, continuing as long as I less than n, and incrementing with I equal to I plus 1, meaning I range from 0 to n minus 1. Since we are using an array, the user needs to input point n times. The for loop, we use a while loop and an if-else statement. The while loop ensures that the program keeps asking for input until a valid point is entered. The if-else statement sets the valid range for points between 0 to 4. If the user input a valid input, the formula sum equal to sum plus point bracket I bracket used to add the point to the total, and the loop is exited. Otherwise, the program displays an invalid value message, and the user must re-enter a point within the valid range until it is correct. Finally, we calculate the GPA by dividing the total sum of points by the number of subjects and display the calculated GPA to the user. That's all from me. Now I will pass the mic to Unxin.
Hello, my name is Chongxin and I'm going to present part 4, which is sub 2 and switch function in calculate GPA. First you type in first they will ask you how many subject points do you want to calculate, and you just input the direct calculation you want. You can input like 4, 3, 4, 7, and then he will direct calculate your GPA for you, and which is here the switch function will be output at here. It will ask you calculate again, go back to main menu or exit this system. If you input the others than 1, 2, 3, and you will say it will output like you have entered wrong inputs, please choose again. So if you input 1, it will help you to calculate again. If you choose only one point you want to enter, and your GPA is 4, and go back to main menu, which you can input 2, then you will go back to the main menu and ask you want to calculate GPA, CGPA, or you want to exit. That's all for me, and I will pass this to another students, group members.
Thank you, Wenxin. My name is Chua Ke-Sing. I would like to present the function to calculate and print the CGPA. First, declare a variable A of integer and ask user how many semester want to calculate. In the meantime, take input from user and store in variable A. Furthermore, we use while loop to ensure that user enter a valid number between 1 and 9. Scene field is to avoid user enter non-numeric input for an integer variable. If out of range, user need to re-enter the number. Thus, we will reset the error on scene and allow new input. Line 131 is to prevent infinite looping caused by invalid input. After that, line 135 and 136 is ensure floating point number are displayed in fixed point notation, and we set number of 2 to display decimal point. In addition, we define an array of float value with specific size and use for loop to repeat code a number of times. If condition is true, it keep executing until max exceed condition. Likewise, we need user key in GPA and system while check GPA is between 0 and 4. Otherwise, user will need to re-enter. Lastly, we define the float to store total GPA and using for loop to calculate sum of GPA and display it.
Thank you, Kersing, for explaining the previous part. The last part is sub 3, and this is almost same with sub 2. After calculate CGPA, we will let user to choose 3 options, which are calculate again, continue, or exit. And then we use switch statement to set the range if the user didn't have choose 1 to 3 options, and we will let them to choose again. Now I will do the final demonstration. So after you build and run, you can see the home page. We also call it main menu. Welcome to GPA or CGPA calculation system. And there are 3 options to let you choose. If I maybe press error, I press 4, then it will let you try again. So now I press the 1. We will go to GPA calculating. And I choose 3 subject points I want to calculate. And the subject 1, I press 3. And also, I also can press 3.0. It doesn't matter. And the third one, I choose 4, and it will show you the result. My GPA is 3.33. And then it will automatically show you to let you choose. Either you want to calculate again or go back to main menu or edit the system. So if I choose calculate again, and then I also do the GPA again, GPA calculating. So now I continue 3.2 for my subject, 3.0, and then 2.9. It also show you the GPA, which is 3.03. And the next one, now I want to calculate the CGPA, so I choose 2. Okay, then it will show you the main menu again. Then I choose 2 again for calculate the CGPA. How many semesters do you want to calculate? I choose 3. Our range is 1 to 9. If I don't want press 3, I press maybe 0. And it will let you re-enter. So I press 3. Then my first result I set 3.0 again. And then I also can insert an integer with 3 only. And then 2.9, for example. And it will show the result, which is CGPA is 2.97. And then I press the 3 one, then I can exit this system. That's all for the final demonstration. So in conclusion, there are some functions we use in this system. For example, if statement, switch statement, while loop, for loop, array, void function, and so on. And then we will try to do more system as user-friendly as possible. So thank you for your watching.